What's good, everybody? I hope you're all having an outstanding day today, and if you're new to the channel, make sure if you do enjoy the video today, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to get a little bit more in depth with the channel, you can actually check me out on Twitter as well, where I talk with you guys and just hold different discussions with you guys as well. You can check me out on there. We're actually trying to hit 200 followers on there right now. It's a little bit of a tough goal, but I think we can actually hit it just with a little time and dedication. But let's get into the commentary. For a while now, Call of Duty's just been running into a rough patch. They've been having trouble trying to make that perfect Call of Duty experience for us, and they've been hinting at it. They've been getting little bits of good pieces in each of these games, but for some reason they just can't make a complete game actually 100% good. They're always lacking in different areas. Now, me personally, I think after all of this experience, I think it's about time that they get a Call of Duty game out that will really blow everybody's minds, that will really innovate how Call of Duty is, and it could really put Call of Duty back on the charts in a good way, not by fake hyping it up with streams and ads and stuff, but by physically enjoying the game, by people genuinely having a great time with their friends and just having a great experience with the game overall. That's what really counts in a game, so I think they can actually nail that. Now, I'm thinking back to a more simpler time. Now, if it's not even going to be Modern Warfare 4, let's say it's not going to be Modern Warfare 4, let's say it's Ghost 2 or some other new title that they decided to put into this game. Now, I still want them to take it back to a more of a simpler time. Now, when I say simpler time, I don't want them to, completely scrap it and make it how old school Call of Duty used to be. I mean, I do enjoy some of the new formulas they have in this game. Like, for example, Unlimited Sprint. I don't want them to scratch that. I think Unlimited Sprint is just outstanding, and at this point in time, I think it's just a natural and normal thing to have in a Call of Duty game. I mean, you saw what happened with World War II. They did not have Unlimited Sprint in the beginning of the life cycle, and they had to change it because it was that desperately needed. And when they changed it, the game actually got a lot more fun. But I'm thinking back to a pacing more like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 4 was cool, but it was just so insanely fast-paced, as you can all see in the gameplay. But Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 had a nice flow to it, had a good rhythm. It was fast-paced, but it wasn't so fast-paced that you couldn't regain your mindset and get ready for your next gunfight. You still had moments in between battles where you can recuperate yourself, get ready for your next engagement, plan out what's going on, and you can still run and gun. You can run to certain areas without 50 people swarming you. It was less teaming up on one another, obviously. In Black Ops 4, it's so common to see people, double stacking or triple stacking. In other games, it wasn't like that because the time to kill was a lot less. And that's another thing that I think they should try to incorporate into the next Call of Duty game. I think they should just scratch the 150 health. It was a very cool addition to Black Ops 4, and that was one of the things that made me and a lot of others enjoy this game so much. It stood out from the rest of the Call of Duty games, and that was a good change and a good new feature. It allowed for some different gameplay. But at the end of the day, after we experienced it for so long, I think that 100 health is the way to go, or just rearrange the weapons to make them work how they used to work in the other Call of Duty games, because a quicker time to kill is a lot better in core game modes for a Call of Duty game. I was also thinking about the self-healing system in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, this feature really stood out in a Call of Duty game because we've never seen anything like this. Yes, they've changed the time to kill in plenty of Call of Duty games. We've seen a lot of different time to kills in the past, but the way that we heal, that's always been the same. It's just a certain amount of time, usually you regen your health, and a lot of people just get into the zone and they can just know how much time it takes to regen their health, so where they can quickly step out of a gunfight, count it down, they regen, they go back into the gunfight. They just know, it comes natural. But now, instead of the, the auto regen the system that they got going on, now it's a self-regen system. You do it when you want, or at least when you have medicine to do it, or not medicine, but why did I say medicine? What, you gonna pop some pills now? It's a stim shot. You shove it into your arm, you heal, you regen. So I like this system. I think it's awesome, and honestly, I would love to see it come back in other Call of Duty titles. But at the same time, I would not be angry if they decided to scratch the idea out of the game. It's just one of those things. It's 50-50 for me. It's a love-hate relationship. It adds a lot of new cool gameplay mechanics. It adds a new flow, and actually, I think it makes the game more aggressive. And I think that's honestly what makes Black Ops 4 so aggressive at times as well, is just people being able to heal themselves the second after a gunfight. especially with the stim shot ability in Black Ops 4 where you can heal quicker. I mean, oh my god, you could stim shot every 2 seconds. You could push anything in this game because you can heal and get back to 150 health in a blink of an eye. They also need to bring plenty of content into the game. I don't know why they don't do this anymore, or why they think that it's a good idea to start with no content and then promise it to us later on in the game cycle, especially with Battlefield 5. That didn't really do that game too much justice at all. But honestly, the lack of attention in Black Ops 4 is mind-boggling. Now, I'm not meaning lack of attention like in graphics and stuff like that, but I'm talking about with the actual content, for Christ's sake. I mean, the majority of the guns and new weapons are locked behind paywalls, or you have to grind a certain amount of time through the tier system. Now, if you, of course, don't have enough time to grind through the tier system, I see no alternative to getting these guns later. I don't see anywhere to get them for any other way of paying money, and I don't even see anywhere to get them with money, but I'm assuming if they do allow you to get them later on down the line, you're probably gonna have to cough up some real cash to actually get them. Why would they actually give you anything for free? So yes, a lot of these cool things are locked behind either a lot of time that you have to put into the game, or a lot of money you have to put into the game. And also the new maps that they decided to put in the game, 4 of them were remastered in the original game. I don't think that's a good excuse to saying that you're having a lot of new content in the base game when it, when it first releases. That's their whole thing. They're like, this game has so much content on day one. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, the majority of the maps in the game were just remade with better graphics to, I don't know, fit Black Ops 4. I don't really think that's very creative. I think they should have made 4 new maps instead of 4 remastered maps, and then given 3 maps in the DLC instead of 2 maps in the DLC. So 2 new maps in the DLC plus a remastered map per each DLC. I think that would have been a great idea. And while we're talking about DLC, let's talk about the fact that we're still paying a bunch of money to get it. Now, I'm telling you, the #1 way that you can split a player base is by making them purchase DLC. Purchasing DLC is the worst possible way to make your game thrive, because now you're splitting people beyond a huge paywall. This isn't like a $5 paywall. This is like between $20, well, if you were able to purchase each map pack individually, but $20 over up to like 50 to 60. I think the season pass is $50. So $50. And I mean, you must cough up $50 to get these maps. And if you don't cough up the $50, you're either going to get kicked out of the lobby and you just can't play with the people who do have the maps. And if you did pay for the $50, there's not even a playlist anymore in the game, so you can specifically only play the map packs with the other people who have the map packs as well. Now they're all jumbled in with the actual game. So now I need to pray that either I'm in a lobby with all people who have map packs, or I just hope that nobody else got put into the lobby who doesn't have the map pack and they get kicked out. That's ridiculous. That's not a way to run your game. At this point, I don't even care if you make us pay for all the weapons anymore. You could just completely take them out of the tier system and force us to pay like $10 per weapon. All I'm asking you to do is make the map packs free. I'm telling you, if everybody was able to play the same exact DLC maps, then we would all be able to play at once. It wouldn't have to be split, especially for the PC community where we're so slim. We don't have any players playing on Black Ops 4, so finding a lobby is tough enough as it is, let alone playing with people who have the Battle Pass and playing with people who don't have the Battle Pass. It's a pain in the ass to find lobbies like that. It's just a very horrible way. The best way to do it is to give everybody the free DLC. Weapons, whatever, do what you want. Skins, I don't care, do what you want. Even though I'd prefer if all of them were not behind a paywall. But at this point, if you really want your game to thrive, the best way is to give everybody the DLC maps. Like you see with Battlefield 5, even though the community is not as good as it is with other past Battlefield games like Battlefield 4 or 3 or Bad Company and all these other games, they still were able to perfect it with Battlefield 5 by giving everybody the free DLC. Now, everybody has access to the same maps, the same weapons, the same everything. They all have access to it, and they can all play on the same maps as well, so the community, it will not be more split than it is already. So Call of Duty, I think you should take the same note and the same path that they took as well, because that would really help with your game. But those are my ideas on how to make Modern Warfare the best game that they could possibly make, and hopefully revive the Call of Duty franchise. Leave a comment down below if you guys think Call of Duty is still alive, or if it's just done for. It's nothing that they could do to revive it. Also, if you do think that they can revive revive it. Tell me why. What do you think they could possibly do to bring it back? I seriously do think they can bring it back. It's just going to take some time and a lot less scheming and trying to take people's money. They should actually care about the community for once and try to help us out a little bit instead of, you know, taking everything out of our pockets. But I want to thank you all for showing up to yet another video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, dislike if you absolutely hated it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button to be notified on all my recent uploads. And if you just want to chat with me or stay updated on the channel, make sure you hit up my Twitter account at JBoneTheMan. And also you can catch my streams on Twitch at JBoneTheMan as well. Thank you all for tuning in to yet another one, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.